guys, Colonel Ninny here. This series of video tutorials is designed for the brand new player to IL-2's Battle of Stalingrad. Each of the 13 campaigns has several missions that you need to complete before you can move to the next one. And to help you get there faster, check out my channel. I've got over 100 tutorials on 7 different playlists, so check them out. You can also get there by looking at the end screens at the end of each video. This is the third mission in the series Wind of Fury, and if you're new to IL-2, there are more basic concepts covered in the Sea Dragons campaign. In those first 2 missions we looked at how difficult it might be to navigate on a map when there's cloud, and how relatively simple it is to navigate without cloud. So let's get started. Basically, our mission is to take off from Vogel, head to the east, and hit ground targets. Power back after takeoff so my group can catch up, and of course we need to pay attention to the weather. Again, our planned cruising altitude is below the cloud layer, so that's perfect. Getting more comfortable with the map, you should be able to easily identify Nijmegen to the north, the Rhine River, and the new town of Wesel. We've just passed Cleve, crossed over the Rhine River, and we're looking for the town of Buchwald. We can start looking out for ground targets at any time. Turning south after Borken, we spot a train. It's important to identify its position on the map correctly so we know exactly where we are when we're attacking it, and which way to run if we get attacked. As a novice player, I neglect to pull back my power for the descent. As a result, I build up an excessive amount of speed in the dive. In other words, there's a bit of target fixation and I'm forgetting to fly the aeroplane. Now this is a great looking attack run, but as I come to pull out of the dive, I'm going way too fast. But you won't catch me making that mistake 10 times in a row. Meanwhile, pilot number 2 is unexpectedly attacked by German trees. Pilot number 3 spots another train, identifies its position, pulls his power off and dives in. He also checks his speed in the dive. And because he's slower, he has more time on target, which means he can get more cannon shells into the target on one run. So theoretically, he'll do more damage. Attacking a moving target perpendicular to its track takes a bit more skill. And as I peel away from this one, I get hit by the flak from the train. So your first order of business now is to get your wounded airplane home, if you can. We know the egress heading is about 270. That's the quickest way to the safety of the front lines and our airfield. Once we've climbed up and established our position, we will make a course correction for the airfield. I recognize the harbor and that town. There's a big forest just ahead of me and a town below. You'll notice the oil accumulating on the windshield from my damaged engine. I reduce the RPM and the power. This will take the pressure off the engine and maybe keep it alive a little longer. My flight controls appear to be working normally, but you can see the big stream of fuel pouring out behind. You can lose fuel at an alarming rate, so it's good to check how much you have left. Navigating into the sun with a growing haze of oil on the windshield doesn't make this any easier. The 2 small lakes are those to the south of the field. I need to come right about 20 degrees. And finally, there's the airfield at 11 o'clock. There's a risk that my engine could seize at any time, and I need to be able to make sure that I can glide to the field if necessary. With the power back, gear down and flaps down, I'm going to start my approach, doing S-turns to lose altitude. I'm going to hold the nose up to reduce the speed and bring it way back. And all the time not losing sight of the field, and always being confident that I can glide straight in.
Coventry, this is flight Bearskin. Flight requesting landing approach. Over.
Bearskin, proceed.
There's no rush to get down, but you do want to guarantee that you get down in one piece. I feel happy maintaining my position here on final as I continue my descent. I'm going to open the canopy because the oil on the windshield is going to severely obstruct my vision forward. And now I'm ready to make the turn onto final. I don't care about landing at the beginning of the runway. There's plenty of runway. If I land in the middle, it's just fine.
Coventry, this is flight.
So check on my approach speed at about 100.
Proceed.
And now we're committed. Unfortunately, I'm unable to bring the nose up in the flare and end up crashing.
This is Bearskin, leader.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you'll join me for mission 4, where I believe we're going to be tangling with some 262s. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please like it or subscribe. Or if there's another topic you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment.